Simu niliyoipokea ikifufua upya matumaini yaliyokuwa yamedidimia.
Halo mwalimu. Poa. Siko kwa daktari. Nilihama jana.
Hadi ya kwenda kumwona kesho yake ikampa moyo zaidi.
As the evening of the material day progressed,
na simu ikaibua usiku uliojawa na mawazo mengi.
Memories of my life with Triza and the children in that Matunda village came back to life.
Nikawaza kuhusu maisha yangu na Triza katika kijiji hiki. Maisha yaliyokuwa na utamu ambao ulisafisha dhiki iliyotangulia awali. Hata hela za saluni zilipokosa, aliamini uwezo wangu.
With it an experience with the kids during a previous visit at their grandmother's.
Imagine nilipokwenda kuwatembelea kwa shoshu, waling'ang'ania miwani yangu.
Audition instructions for a wedding that the kids were to attend. My first turnover interview with Tabitha.
Nikakumbuka mahojiano yetu ya kwanza ya turnover.
Tabitha's humble residence in Gulliver where she had received me.
Hapo ndipo alipokuwa Kishi aliponipokea.
The night guard job we took in a nearby farm 2 kilometers away to counter the effects of lockdown during the corona pandemic.
Imagine tumekoma wote.
For which we earned 400 shillings a night. Money which we divided amongst us equally. I thought of Triza's health.
Huyu ndiye alisumbua mawazo yangu sana.
Recalling the last nebulization visit I accompanied her to. Leah also came to mind. We had parted ways 15 years earlier. Gotten married and bereaved and now had a family of 5 extra children to cater for. Bansi, now a teenager, the youngest of 4 I had left her with. Showing off some dancing stunts in the single-room premises as the rest of us watched in amusement. This used to be our mode of earning during our times together, where I joined Mother Little Dorcas and Charles, the third born for tea picking, like it was for the 1 week I stayed over. This visit brought to light the suffering this family was going through, yet there was not much I could do to help this family out. But I persevered with them.
Hata familia hii niliitembelea na kwenda kuishi nao kwa kipindi cha wiki moja, nikiweza kupitia katika maisha ambayo walikuwa wanayapitia.
And at that juncture I recalled my efforts at Matunda village, efforts which had facilitated our reunion with Leah in 2016, 10 years after we had parted, on Triza's insistence. And just then there was the meow of a strange cat outside my single-room premises, reminding me of Chuchi, our pet. And my first meeting at Kongwea Primary School with members of NOAP, 3 months after my return from my 21-day trek to Nairobi. It was long past midnight when I retired for the night. Memories of the hardships I had had to endure reminded me of my late mother, Mary Wamoyo Kabiriri, and the sufferings she had had to endure for us. Now resting at the Baraki Cemetery where we interred her in 2007. And my second-born sister Dorothy lay to rest beside her 7 years later. Sleep had completely evaded me and I kept turning and tossing in bed. Thought of Jane, who had been my first wife, slipped by. She was present at my mom's burial, accompanied by Stephen, our son, who was only 15 years then. And the beautiful lady, our daughter Teresia, had grown to become. And as though my mind had not had enough, Pamela crossed my mind. We endured a lot with this beauty of Luo origin soon after my mother's death, and stayed together for 2 years, during which time Noah was born in her house in Mwandoni, Mombasa, an organization she took an integral part in its establishment. But fate drove us apart. It had been a long, disturbed night, in which I never slept a wink. Thank the heavens another day had been born, and with it these words came to mind. Winners are not those who never fail, but those who never quit.
Turnover.
This is what is happening in Goliba right now. Strong winds are blowing.
And the strange wind of life dictated the inevitable, such as accompanying her to Thika to hand over the papers to insurance company covering her bike after the accident involving her husband. So this was just one of the many situations that had occurred in our life that had established our relationship, and I knew in her I had a friend. And I needed to fulfill my promise as made via our telephone conversation. For the new premises to become more habitable, there were several amenities that were in requirement. For instance, they needed a latrine. They needed a kitchen. And there were repairs that needed to be undertaken. And since these residents had been offered free of charge courtesy of our pastor, it remained her responsibility to find out how to make it more habitable. The premises was in the middle of a maize plantation, and the site chosen for the build latrine some 10 meters beyond the house. And with the help of Steve, Tabitha's eldest son, who had just started his KCPE examinations, the 10-feet pit was ready in 2 days' time. And in another 2. The real tasks would begin about a month later, once schools were closed.
Turnover.